message is for the haters. The haters. Who are the haters? Well, let's just say, first of all, what a hater is. Alright? Now, you got to understand this. This is in re of the Antoine Dodson show. Alright? Now, think about it. I'm not saying that Antoine Dodson should not have a show, but I just thought about it, and I'm a hater. I'm hating on the fact that I said that Antoine Dodson should have a show. Why does Antoine Dodson need a show? Because that'll be another Negro on TV acting a fool, clowning for the man. Alright? I'm going to get in trouble for this. I mean, they're going to probably talk about me for life. I mean, I may even get pulled off of Facebook, YouTube, and everybody, the social network, because I'm saying something that is not right. Okay? First of all, why do so many black shows, or why are there so many black sitcoms on TV in the first place? I mean, my brother talked to me, and we had a conversation about the thing where, I'm sorry, it sounds like this is racial, this is like one of those prejudice type things, but you gotta really like look into this and think about it. Now, if I say something, I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm not supposed to say these things, but I'm just being honest, okay? If Amos and Andy supposed to have been like a funny show, and they step and fetch it, they got all these black people talking about doing things for the master and all this other stuff, and yes, and boss and all this other stuff. And when, I mean, like I said, when a black man does whiteface, like Al Jolson and all this other stuff, I mean, I just can't see that. But when a white man puts on black around his face, like Ted Dawson or whatever his name, it's a joke, it's funny. Alright, but it got to a point where it's racial. Dude, Kramer, talk about, he said something about a black person on TV and then he apologized for it. And it gets to be like the most talked about thing in the world. Okay? Now, I can't understand this. If black people are so funny, then why do we get upset when the white man, as they say, talk about things that we do, or how stupid we act, and everything like that? But yet still we do what they say, and then we do act stupid when we get up on the news and the TV and stuff like that. Like everybody don't grab their crotch and start rolling their hand around talking about all right. You know? Not in the middle of a ceremony like the Academy Awards or the music fest. I'm just saying. You know, what is all that? You know, we put ourselves in that category. I mean, you know, everybody doesn't just go out and talk about yo bro and all this other stuff, and how they got the certain dialogue how we actually talk. You know, it's like, it's pathetic. It gets to the point where I'm just, like I said, I can't understand how it's been going on for years. I mean, if black people are intelligent and they got brains and they smart, you know, like I'm saying, like if they smart like Bill Gates and everything like that, smart, then why would you laugh at them if they come up with an idea or they think of certain things, or some things that are like intelligent? You know, nobody has ever made, other than like they had a show with the twins, I think, where the little brother was the only thing that was about him. He was so smart. I mean, he was going to college or something like that, while the two twin girls were, like I said, he got a chance to go to college at a young age. I can understand that, okay? But the Cosby's was like the only black show that they had on there where they showed that Huxtables were well off. I mean, like I said, Cliff was a doctor, and you know, Felicia Rashard was like a lawyer, I think, something like that. Anyway, okay, look at the family. They were all cool and everything like that. Everybody had to go to school and they got to college and everything like that. And then until the show went off, I mean, like I said, that's all we talked about. The Cosby's, want to see the Huxtables, and everybody that came on the show and they things that they was doing. All right, Fresh Prince. Everybody was all into that until the last show, and then he had to go back home or whatever. I mean, these things I can't understand. And now I know I said it, and I regret it that I said it, because all we need is another black person, another black show, so they can laugh at us again still. I mean, okay, fine. I'm sounding racist and stuff like that. But it's not that I'm racist. I'm like being a hater and stuff like that. I mean, we got to the point where, we really don't watch television for the things that go on. I mean, we got the Browns and what else we got? The House of Pain. And, I mean, we got so many black TV shows. I mean, come on now. The only thing I'll be seeing is like the New Adventures of Christine or Scrubs, where it's a mixture of people together. You got all these different shows. We're watching TV. But why are they putting so many black people in these roles that, like I said, that they're still stereotypical? Things like that. I guess like it'll never get to the point where they take us seriously. On the island, like on Lost and stuff, they put the brother on there and they make him do certain things, and he goes crazy and he does all this for his son, and like give him an opportunity that any man would do that for their son, or try to keep the kid, from getting hurt or doing anything like that. I mean, that's right. But I really don't understand this. I mean, like I said, that's what I was expecting that would happen. Antoine Dodson gets to the point where he's a funny guy. Yeah, okay, a lot of people talk about him and stuff like that, and then they get to the point where he just actually loses it and talks about things like other people and his sister Kelly too. And it makes it seem like, well, they're still ghetto. I mean, I can't understand that. I come out of Cabrini Green, and I have to see about how they wrote Good Times. Come on now. Norman Lear wrote Good Times. How did he know how black people really think? How we grew up in the projects? I mean, they may have interviewed some people, talked to them, got stories and stuff like that, but that's not really, saying that's the Hollywood version of what really went on over there, stuff like that. Hollywood's version of a black neighborhood never be like what really goes on, and that's the only thing I just have to say. I'm sorry that I got to this point, and I feel like I'm saying something, and I gotta apologize for being black, for sounding racist, sounding like a hater, and all those things. But you know what? This is just saying that I gotta say what I really feel. I can't hold it back no longer. I mean, like I said, if I say something and I really feel like I'm choked up, I can't really say what I want to say because I'm afraid to say it. You're not supposed to say certain things on the internet. You're not supposed to do certain things on the internet. You're not supposed to say. See, this is what I'm talking about, censorship. See, if I say certain things about, people, and people can say Negroes or black, they get on there and they cuss and say things like, anything that they want to say. But if I say something about the truth, that's the thing about it. People don't want to hear the truth. And that's, like I said, the truth hurts. I mean, that's what we like. Live in this society, we live in this world where, it's about time we just start opening up and saying what we need to say. I think I made a video about that, about some things really need to be said. And, hey, that's just the way I feel about it. That's my opinion, right? Well, a lot of people will have opinions. Just like everything else, the saying. And we all have opinions. Just like everybody have that at the end of their box, whatever. As I say it, it doesn't make any sense for me to say it because it's like what? I'm just falling into the same thing, just being